Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Campus. You join us here at the end of year 3 in Breaking Point Campus. We're just going to flick through the awards that we've won. We've got a 100% pass rate with 25 graduates and 30 continue on to the next year, Academic Excellence Award, Queen of Clubs, and a decent pass rate, and a third award, which I did not see in the flyby. So you can see I did simulate to the end of the year. We've both got general knowledge and musicality courses. They're the only ones we've got. We did upgrade them. We can't upgrade them any further, so we're just going to leave them as they are. We will be adding a new course later on down the line. We need more lecture theatres, more recording studios, and more general knowledge teachers. We've also got a couple of requests here. I've also built a student lounge, and we have built, as you can see at the bottom of the screen there, a new building, as we're going to need to do a little bit of expanding. We're pretty topped out on the other landmass we have. So let's develop something. Alright, that's done. We have our 2 new lecture theatres, a new recording studio, a student union, finally, and a student lounge, which I did move from the other building, just to give us a little bit more space down here. We've got 2 new club sign-ups there in Power Nap Club and Speedwalking, because our second objective in the 2 stars is to get 4 level 5 clubs. You can see there our funding has just jumped up significantly because we've got new students arriving on campus to replace the ones that have left. I'm just going to make sure that my accommodation doesn't get overcrowded in that new moving in process. We're looking pretty good, kind of holding steady at 20, so I don't need to build another dormitory this year. And look at that, just under $100,000 payout every month. Obviously that doesn't take into account our expenses, so we need to manage that still. We've got like a little party time thing here. I think that gives us a reward of like an extra thing to put in our Beach-a-Palooza kind of events, so we'll get a little bit of an item in there. So what we need to do is we just need 200 club XP, which will just happen naturally. We do have a beach ball here that we'll just pop down, and we'll just try and decorate this a little bit more to increase the prestige. It's a large area and we don't have a lot of stuff to put in it yet, but as we improve the campus and the prestige levels rise and our campus level increases, we'll get more items unlocked. Currently our average student entertainment is 75%, and it does drop a little bit. Obviously when we have a Beach-a-Palooza it'll increase, and whenever there's a film on and stuff like that. But I'm going to put some like basic entertainment in there as well. Some arcade machines, some of the gothic bookcases, and a few other bits and pieces, telephones and things like that. And we've unlocked a beach dance floor for our beach, so we'll put that in after we've done this, just so that students have access to entertainment on the fly when they're going from A to B. Anyway, let's pop down this beach dance floor. That's really cool. That kind of makes it look a little bit more fleshed out, and like, you know, you would want to go to Beach-a-Palooza because at the moment it was just some deck chairs and a campfire. Like, we got the DJ booth in and that seemed to be the only source of entertainment. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this dance floor over here, so we've got 2 dance floors right next to each other. There we go. And then we'll just move the beach decks kind of right in the middle of them. And there we've got a nice little area for people to get their groove on in the sun and on the sand. We're going to put in a student lounge party just to boost the happiness as well, and we'll repeat that every year. One thing I've forgotten to do is move these showers and toilets into the new building, because we have a larger population on campus now and the showers and toilets are getting pretty full. And, you know, we just want to make sure that the hygiene levels are up there as well. You've got to remember that everything in the campus is going to impact on the happiness of your students. Really key for this level, obviously, given that our income is dependent on keeping our students happy. Now that we've got a nice bit of profit coming in due to the larger population, though, we can start investing in improving the quality of the education that we have to offer here. This is a party university, so we don't actually have to educate them too much now, as you can see by our objectives. We are almost at the end of this year. It's been a really good one, actually. Not a lot has happened, but we've managed to consolidate our finances. Here we go. Let's see what we've won. We've got 45 graduates, 35 continuing, and a 100% pass rate, which is really good because it means we're going to have a lot of students leaving, obviously, but hopefully we'll not have to build another dormitory. That's also good for us. Student union party's been requested, so we'll schedule that in. And the only other thing we've done is I moved the staff room into this building over the course of the year. I did bring in the Orb Club to see if I could generate some income from that, but we've not had too many sign-ups. We've unlocked some beach umbrellas, which we'll put down. That should just make things look a little bit pretty. I wonder if they have like the fight to reserve deck chairs, because there's only like 6 on there and there's about 100 students on campus. So who gets down there with their towel to reserve a deck chair early in the morning for this that it's only just become a party beach as well with the addition of the dance floor. Anyway, another party time objective is to have a yearly pass rate of 75% on 3 courses. So we are going to put in a new course. And I am going to go with... I was thinking Money Wrangling or School of Thought. Well, we can't afford School of Thought. It's a 4-year course as well. So we want to keep them short, I think. Money Wrangling's only a 2-year course. And, you know, we've got a computer lab already, which means this seems to be the best idea, actually. I think we'll probably put this one in. Computer lab and a lecture theatre. The other option is I could go with the clown course Funny Business, because that only needs a lecture theatre and I think a science lab. But anyway, we just need to duplicate our lecture theatre and that's it. Hire some new teachers and we're good to go. And that'll be Money Wrangling in place. So we've got campus level 18 as well. Obviously, we don't have an objective to improve our campus level this time around. It's all about getting our clubs, improving the education levels of our students, which now that we've done our first set of objectives and got a good setup here, students are happy, we're going to be able to invest our profits in improving the education levels. The one problem is general knowledge is going to impact that. I don't think they stick around long enough to actually get to level 14. So yeah, we need to be aware of that. I've also moved these club signups over into this building as well in the hope that the new traffic that's going to come through here is going to drive some more club signups. But what I am going to do, for the first time in playing this entire game actually, is have some assistants work in club recruitment. So they don't do a lot, but having one assistant work on a club recruitment stand will actually... they'll kind of like corral students into the sign up rather than a student just discovering the club sign up naturally. Having an assistant assigned to one, they'll drag people in to sign up for those clubs. And the more sign-ups we have, the faster the clubs are going to level up. I think 2 things will impact clubs: the amount of people in the club and the amount of like higher level people in the club. Obviously, if we had 10 people in the club and they were all very high level, the club level would increase and it would be quite high. But if we just have like 50 or 60 students at level 1, it's going to probably have the same effect, I would imagine. Anyway, new dormitory going in, so let's see how we are getting on, and we'll jump ahead a little bit. I'm a little concerned at the fact that we've not had a lot of level 14 students come up. I mean, we've only had 1 class this year and it is a new year, so it's going to take a little bit of time. But as you can see here, the general knowledge students, they're only at level 5. Obviously, they're first years, so maybe they'll hit a higher level, but I don't imagine they will. So really what we want to be making sure that we're doing is targeting the musicality courses and targeting Money Wrangling, getting those levels up as high as possible. It's why we're upgrading all of our lecterns and looking at upgrading other things. We have knocked out a level 8 Breaking Point Beach, and our average student entertainment is holding pretty well. It's just these 2 middle objectives that are going to be the key ones for us to do. It's been a tough one, I will say that. It's, you know, we've had to think. And normally I try to let the campus as a whole grow together, whereas this time we've had to really make sure that there are facilities to keep our students happy early doors before we move into improving the education side of things. So they kind of work in tandem. You can see here the club prestige is looking okay. One thing I have noticed is that the boot club has dropped a prestige level, and I wouldn't imagine getting it back up would be like countable towards the objective. I think it's 4 unique clubs, so the targets for us are speed walking, power nap or orb club. I wanted to really jump ahead because not a lot's happened this year. We have kind of done well. We're halfway on our level 14 students. The clubs haven't really improved much. I did expand another plot of land. We've now got a training room in there. Power nap clubs at level 3, speed walking clubs at level 2. Nobody's using the orb club, so I may get rid of that and just really hone in on the speed walking and power nap clubs. Try and get them leveled up. Obviously, we've got 3 courses going on here. I've just upgraded Money Wrangling there. Our training room's looking good. We just built this and improved the machinery already, and we have some staff training in there quite gradually. All of our staff are getting queued up for training because we've fallen behind a little bit, as I always do on that sort of thing. So, yeah, I just need to see what awards we've won this year. Here we go. What have we got? Year 5, 100% pass rate, 45 more graduates and 55 continuing. Academic excellence, Queen of Clubs, yeah, it's the same awards. Anyway, what we need this year is a new computer lab, a new lecture theatre, 2 more Money Wrangling teachers, Let's just duplicate. We can't duplicate that one. Okay, well, we'll just have to... I think we'll probably take out a loan. We did take out a loan to do a little bit of expanding, and we've already paid it off. So actually, if we are a little bit short of cash at the end of a year, we can actually just take a loan out, and we find ourselves paying it back within a couple of months. Like that $250,000 loan, we take that out. As long as our students are happy, once we get the new intake in, we're actually going to pay that off in like 2.5 to 3 months. So the loans at the start of the year on this level, not too much of an issue. Put that cute I don't know what happened there. Let's move on. I want to take another look at our student levels just to see how well we're doing there. We've got quite a few on 14, and then a lot of them there now are kind of like in and around like 10 plus, I think. If we've got students that are level 10 plus, I would imagine, as long as they're on the courses that have like 2 years plus, I think they'll probably hit 14 by the end of the year. So every time we have students leave, which is one of the pitfalls of having general knowledge, obviously the club sign-ups drop down because the students aren't using that club. I'm getting rid of Orb Club. It's not actually getting any sign-ups for it. So there's Boot Club down at level 3. That was a 5. So Power Nap Club 2.5, that was 3. You can see how it impacts, and one of the negative things about having that 1 year course running. I'm going to pop in a little bit more training here after upgrading these machines as well, just to get our staff back on track. At the moment, things are a little bit stagnant, to be honest. Our training's going really well. We're just kind of playing catch up with some of the education-based stuff so we can continue brute forcing those level 14 students, I guess. The clubs are becoming really difficult. Our Power Nap Club and our Speedwalking Club, which are the 2 that we need to get up to level 5 to complete that objective, it's not looking good. The reason I don't think just getting one of the clubs we've already got up to level 5 again is a good idea is I just don't think it's going to count for the objective, because what you could then do is just push up one club 4 times. I don't think it's going to work like that. We are at the end of year 6, I think. We've got a 3rd level 5 club and 44 students. The Power Nap Club got to level 5, which is really good. So we've now just got Speedwalking Club to get up to level 5. We've got 6 more level 14 students to get. So as expected, that bulk of students that were around about level 10, 11 have managed to get up to 14 by the end of this year. And obviously there's going to be a few below them that were first years in musicality and money wrangling. They're probably going to push that over the line for us in the next term. I'm going to bring in Funny Business. I'd planned to do this last year, didn't have enough money to do so. Here we go. So that means in our new year, we've got just under $1 million to spend, and we're looking pretty good. 100% pass rate, 60 graduates, and 70 continue to the next year. One of the great things is everybody's so happy, nobody wants to drop out. So that's really working in our favour. We've actually added a 4th award there for the year and another Beachapalooza pot. I don't even remember putting a Beachapalooza in. So we need to do a big expansion here. 1 more computer lab, a load of other rooms, and yeah, okay, computer lab, lecture theatre, recording studio, science lab, funny business teacher, money wrangling teacher. We've also unlocked milkshake kegs, which I guess will lead to a lot of milkshake-based hangovers in our medical lab. So let's move on and do this expansion. I'll jump ahead and I will see you when we start our new year. Alright, that was pretty quick. We're all done. We've got a new building down here. We put our science lab in, a new lecture theatre, our new computer lab, and our new recording studio. Next thing to do, probably put some dormitories in. We've got a lovely building there that we could actually merge into one larger building. We're going to start our new year though and not worry about that at the moment. We don't have any more course points to spend on any upgrades, and I don't really want to do that anyway because we've done a pretty big step forward. So let's just take a look at our dormitories. They're starting to fill up now. We're getting our new students in. Obviously, that's going to affect a few things. Their happiness level will drop and our income will drop, but once they're all settled, it'll very quickly recover. You can see there, we're on $186,000 a month. I'm going to put in these dormitories. That should increase the student happiness as the attractiveness rating goes up when the student capacity drops back down. We're locked at about 22 there, so we're going to put another dormitory in, maybe on this side here. No, we'll put it here. And obviously, it's a little bit of a weird layout in this building, so we will need to be aware of that. We do have 3 of 4 level clubs now, 3 of 4 level 5 clubs. I'm just putting bathrooms in and everything, and it's a little bit distracting. Anyway, yeah, so our clubs, the Power Nap Club got to level 5. but it has dropped down because students have left. So speed walking club is 2.5. Power walking here is now at 4.5. Then over here we've got our boot club on 3, and level 5 I think still on our nature club. Again, having lots of members who are on a low level will increase the level pretty much alongside having just a small club with lots of like 10 level 5s in. We're going to do a little bit more training before we move on, and then we're just going to jump ahead a few months once everything's kind of settled down a little bit and we've got back into a rhythm to complete these 2-star objectives, which I don't think we're going to be too far off now, to be honest. Another thing I'm starting to notice is that the items that will gain levels in these clubs are, as you can see, not in good foot traffic areas. I used to have a door on the other side of the building that students would use to access that building. We've removed that, and now the stuff that's in there is kind of not really easy to access for our students. So we may need to think about rerouting areas of the campus if this gets too difficult. But you can see here we've got a nice queue of people signing up for the speed walking club. That one has just gone back up to level 5, and as you can see, we've not completed the objective, which tells me that it was 4 unique clubs to level 5. Anyway, we've done the level 14 students objective, so now all we've got to do is get those clubs up. I am going to unlock some more bookcases. I did not have the money wrangling bookcase or the clown bookcase there, so we're going to need to unlock that at a later date, but we now have the money wrangling one done. We are very close now, I think. This speed walking club is just under 4.5 stars in its prestige level, so I think we're doing pretty well, and we should be finishing this off very soon. I would imagine it just needs a couple of students that are attending that club to get... Oh, there we go, we did it! We've unlocked a curved palm tree of all things. That will no doubt go into our beach to improve the quality of our parties. So we need A-grade students to graduate, and we've got to get 100 of those. 500 need to attend Beachapalooza, and we need to earn $3 million, which shouldn't be too hard. Let's schedule some Beachapaloozas. We're going to do back-to-back every month for the rest of this year. We'll see where that takes us, and hopefully that'll get us over the line. We've got enough students here, and I think they all want to just party until the end of term, so yeah, forget about studying, guys. Oh, actually, apart from those of you who are about to graduate, I need you to go for those A grades as soon as possible. Thank you very much. We've already done campus level 25. That just kind of happened as we were developing the campus, which often happens with these campus level upgrades. I think if you've not kind of been putting in a lot of work, obviously your campus level won't improve. But yeah, having a look over here, we're going to just have a look at what courses we could have graduates for. I think musicality is a 3-year course. Yes, it is. So you can see here, these are just year ones. They're not going to work for us right now. But general knowledge, everybody on that course is currently on an A grade, I think. Yeah, there we go. So that's 30 students graduating already with an A grade. Then we've got year 2s. Musicality won't count because that's a 3-year course, but money wrangling is a 2-year course. So this year I'm expecting at least 50 A grades, I guess, from money wrangling and general knowledge. But actually we have some 3rd-year musicality students as well, so that will help us out too. Funny Business is a 2-year course, and we're running it for the 1st year, so that's not going to do anything for us at the moment. So I would imagine we're going to get at least 30 graduates this year. I'd like to aim for 50 so that we can finish this all off in 2 years, because we've already had 151 students go to Beachapalooza, so that's going to be done very early doors next term, I would imagine. And yeah, just looking at our money wrangling, the lowest grade we have there is a C, so I'm pretty confident that those 2nd-year students can push in the last few months if they're not spending too much time drinking milk and dancing on the beach. Why would you go to a beach and drink milk? Well, milkshakes, but still, you know. Anyway, the 3 million, we're making $213,000 a month, so as long as we can make about $1 million towards the end of this year, bearing in mind that we are closing in on the end of a year now, I think, if we can get 5 months of that, which it looks like we're going to have, that'll take us over the $1 million mark, and then 12 months of making the same money, we're going to blast through that, and we should finish it quite just towards the end of the next year, which is really good. So by then, we're just waiting on our next set of graduates to come in. So really good time to finish those 2-star objectives. Actually, we're going to upgrade all of our lecterns and do a few more bits and pieces to improve the education, and then we'll just focus on keeping our students happy, I guess, because if that payout drops, we might not hit our goal. But I think we give ourselves a couple, maybe 2-3 months of like a break period if anything does go wrong towards the end of our next year. But Beachapalooza is going to be a success all the way through, and I think that was a perfect time to finish those 2-star objectives. Alright, we have jumped right forward to the end of the year. We're midway through July. We've got 407 of 500 attending Beachapalooza. I can't say that anymore. I'm going to put another pastoral care in anyway, because we've got a couple of issues, pastoral issues with our students. I'm not quite sure what they are, but I would imagine it's something to do with partying too hard. We've had 5 months of solid Beachapalooza events. Anyway, 407 have attended. Things are looking good. We're just under the $1 million mark for our Earn $3 million objective. And by July, when we get that payout, we'll hit that, which means we're in a good position moving forward. And hopefully, we'll get a nice number of graduates at the end of this year as well. You can see there's quite a few things, like we've got students who are thirsty, low on hygiene and stuff, just those little warnings popping up, but it's not too much of a problem. They will eventually access them, although I could have mapped this one out a little bit better. Anyway, next year, let's just go to our events. Yeah, there's Beachapalooza every month of the year. So, oh god, this could be a disaster. Like, people might not do any studying because they're too busy going to the beach. Anyway, we have a queue at our medical centre, so let's take this seriously, guys. People have medical issues. What's going on then? Malodorousness caused by low hygiene. Well, have a shower.
Hi, I'm Ricky Hawthorne.
Like, is it because you're at the beach and you're too hot, or what? I don't know what the medical issues are. I thought, like, what's wrong with you? The shakes and the aftershakes from enjoying too many milkshakes. There we go. That's an issue. You have been partying too much. What awards did we win this year? Let's make ourselves feel better. 75 graduates. Okay. 80 continuing. So if we've had 75 graduates, hopefully, at least 2/3 of them will be A grades, and that'll be us halfway. Oh, wow, 62 graduates. That's great. That's exactly what we wanted. So, 38 graduates by the end of next year, which means, you know, like, general knowledge is a guaranteed A grade. It's so easy. So, that's 30. I think we get 30 from general knowledge. Then that just leaves us with another 8 A grades to find. Bearing in mind, we've got funny business in their second year. We've got money wrangling, which is a 2-year course. More second years, and of course musicality, which has been our long running course. There's going to be 3rd years in that. We need a brand new lecture theatre. I should be able to squeeze one in somewhere. I'll put it in here because we're close to finishing the level, so the aesthetics of the campus, they no longer matter to me. I mean, I might come back at some point and redevelop the whole thing and make it look nice, but at the moment I'm just quite happy it being a little bit slapdash. We're going to hire a couple more funny business teachers to just set us off nicely for the new year, and then we will get on with our objectives. I've not actually put too much thought into the traits of my staff either this time, which is a little bit different because I was trying to do that a bit more, but now I think, well, you know, we're a party campus, we don't care. You can work here if you aren't even a qualified teacher. Right, we've got new students coming in as well, so I'm just double checking and making sure that the dormitories weren't at capacity, but it looks pretty good. 19, 20, maybe we do need to build another one just to be sure, but we do have space to do that, so that's not an issue. Let's move on. We're very close. We are going to get this. Like, mathematically speaking, we make $227,000 a month, and of course, the Earn $3 million is literally just your profit. It doesn't take into account your expenditure or anything, so that number is exactly what will be added to that total. As long as we get that over the next, 9 months, I guess, we'll have this one wrapped up and done. Then another couple of Beachapaloozas should be fine. What? It doesn't look like they're attending, and I've got one scheduled. Well, we'll just see how that one goes. Anyway, our graduates shouldn't be a problem either. We're in a really good position now, and as you can see, we're not getting a lot of warnings popping up anymore. You can see over here we've got where are we first years. These are all first years, so they don't matter. General knowledge, they don't have grades assigned yet because we've not actually done any lessons or assignments, so that's not too much of a problem. That should start to change as we move into September when the first lot of classes start happening. But yeah, generally everybody's happy, so you know, I mean, that's why I'm making a profit. We're going to put in some gigs and stuff to keep that happiness level up, and then we'll move on. We have just ticked over into our final month of the year. You can see we've smashed that $3 million target and the 500 students attending Beachapalooza. The $3 million happened at around about May when we got that income coming in, and then the students, actually what did happen was I scheduled in a year's worth of events. You saw me confirm that with you. It turns out they didn't happen at all, so I did have to schedule them in again. That's quite frustrating, and I did wonder why in August nobody had gone to Beachapalooza. So maybe they were just bored of it and just wanted a bit of a change to actually study. I don't know. Right, we've just got to wait for our graduates and then we're good. I think we've done this. Campus level finishing at 28 out of 25, which is pretty impressive. But yeah, this was a fun little... The Beachapalooza thing's a really nice little addition, and it would be nice if we could move the beach or move that beach area and stuff in future. But yeah, really cool. Anyway, yeah, we've got lots of queues forming, but that's because everybody's partied so much that they have made themselves ill. Too many milk jugs on that beach, I think. I mean, milk jugs and heat, like, that can't be healthy. That's awful. Just have beer, man. Like, I know we're trying to not, you know, promote alcoholism in the student base. There's already enough of it. So let's just, milk was a bad choice, in the words of Ron Burgundy. Anyway, I'm getting totally off track. This was a great level. It was a lot of fun. It was really nice to play around with multiple courses and actually have the choice of courses from the beginning. The last level is very much, it's quite similar actually. I've done a little bit of like research because as a campus, it's just blank. There's no buildings on it at all. You come into a clean slate. It is essentially sandbox mode. And I'm really looking forward to getting into that one. There we have it. We must have got the graduates we needed. Green Palm Tree has been unlocked and Breaking Point is now 3 stars. Let's see what awards we've won, seeing as we're there. 100% pass rate with 85 graduates and 90 continuing. I'll never find out what happens to them because I won't come back here unless I want to do some aesthetically pleasing campuses. The best beach party ever has ended with us achieving our 3-star objectives here in the name of the campus that you will have seen somewhere else because I've forgotten it because I've also been dosing up heavily on milkshakes while I've been recording this video. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one and I will see you in the next episode of 2 Point Campus. Bye bye.